How are you?
Calling the Public Works Committee to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Artwoods,
Here.
Alderman Curiali,
Here.
Alderman Messina,
Here.
Alderman Jacob,
Here.
Alderman Sosmarsky,
Here.
Alderman Ames,
Here.
Alderman Artie Woods,
Here.
Alderman Catalano.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Next, approval of minutes from September 14, 2023. Make motion to approve the Public Works Committee minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Report of recommendations. We have 3 tonight. Approval of a professional services agreement between the City of Wooddale and Baxter Woodman for Central Avenue Phase 3 engineering. Do we have any questions? That'll be my motion as well.
Second.
Okay. Could we have roll call, please?
Alderman Artwoods,
Yes.
Alderman Curiali,
Yes.
Alderman Messina,
Yes.
Alderman Jacob,
Yes.
Alderman Sosmarsky,
Yes.
Alderman Ames,
Yes.
Alderman Artie Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
That passes. Approval of a professional services agreement between the City of Wooddale and Baxter Woodman for Middle Drive Phase 1 engineering in an amount not to exceed $28,700. That'll be my motion.
Second.
Do we have any questions? Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman Artwoods,
Yes.
Alderman Curiali,
Yes.
Alderman Messina,
Yes.
Alderman Jacob,
Yes.
Alderman Sosmarsky,
Yes.
Alderman Ames,
Yes.
Alderman Artie Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
That passes. Approval of a professional services agreement between the City of Wooddale and H.R. Green for Water Tower 1 Phase 1 engineering in an amount not to exceed $45,975. That would be my motion.
Second.
Any questions? Alderman Woods?
Yeah, I'd like to dig in a little deeper into the selection process as I look through this and why we wouldn't go with Robinson and save the money.
Chairman?
So the discussion at the RFP steering committee, when these were reviewed, Robinson Engineering didn't submit any fund for additional authorized services as directed, and there was some discussion that might actually disqualify them as not having submitted a complete proposal, as well as the concern that there were several items that they didn't include in their proposal that they explicitly stated may be needed at some point, and the uncertainty of whether they would come back with some additional fees for those if they were in fact needed. That was the basis for the discussion. If you take those elements out, their proposal was comparable to the other 2 that were submitted.
So
Go ahead.
So would that have disqualified them? Because if it does, then none of my other questions matter.
Director?
I believe that would be up to the city. We might have to involve the legal counsel on that opinion. They were directed to submit some funds very clearly, 16 hours at mid-level staff time for additional authorized services that the city could be used at their discretion, and they didn't follow that direction. So I think the argument could be made that it was.
And I read through that. I just wanted to be clear. So when I was looking at it, there was an ability to save some money, and I'm just wondering why we didn't. The things that they didn't include, when I read both proposals, they looked fairly. Could you elaborate or enlighten me on what the things were missing?
Director?
They specifically excluded some things that the other consultants also excluded, like topographic survey or geotechnical work. There was one item that they did not include was updating the modeling, the hydraulic modeling. And if we are looking at alternative sites seriously, our thought is that they're going to have to update that modeling. So the assumption is that they excluded that, so they would need additional monies if that was going to be needed.
But was that included in the other?
It wasn't specifically excluded in the other proposals.
Right, so I kind of came up with the same thing as I read back and forth, and I could understand. So when I read the staff narrative, I kind of looked at that and went back and forth, and I went, okay, so if we're saying it's a hard line that they didn't add that item and they're excluded, then I'm okay with that. Then we just, that's the rule and we'll follow that. But if that wasn't by itself exclusionary, then I would say that the proposals were closer.
I'm gonna have the mayor has a comment. Okay.
Yeah, so I think probably since we started RFP, maybe this third time that somebody didn't complete, and we kind of, well, if they can't follow directions, we shot them down regardless if they were cheaper or lower. But in this proposal, they also, you know, it's written right in the book. We don't feel it's necessary at this time, but, you know, if it is, then we can always talk about it. To me, that's somebody just playing games and trying to skirt the system.
If I could
Alderman Woods.
just ask, I'm not sure I understood what you just quoted there. Was that in the contract or is that?
No,
Mayor.
in Robinson's book, it was in there, they wrote it in there. At this time, we feel that we can exclude that, but, you know, I don't know the exact wording, you have to look in the book, but it was kind of, okay, so you're not gonna include it now, but the other ones have included it, so what's the big deal putting a number there, whether it's needed or not? So again, I think maybe twice or three times that we've basically shut down something because they didn't complete the forms properly.
Director Lang.
So in regard to specifically to the hydraulic modeling, HR Green completed the water distribution master plan for us, where they have already done some modeling, including modeling for alternate locations. So it was felt that that wouldn't be needed in their proposal since they had already done that work.
And so that was part of the reason that I wasn't just the fact that Robinson was lower than HR Green. I looked at it and went, HR Green did all this work already, right, for us. So half the stuff they already have on their computer, their same guy can work on it. They should have been the cheaper guy, and that's why I dug a little deeper. But if they're disqualified because they didn't follow the rules, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Director Lang.
Just one last comment, if you remove the additional authorized services from HR Green's proposal, they're closer to Robinson, they're within $3,000, I think, of each other.
4,000, 12%. Not that I did the math.
Alderman Messina, you had your hand raised up.
I think it's been said. I mean, at the end
Okay.
of the day, well, it's consistency, right? Equity, consistency. He's incomplete. I've been a part of many RFPs. If you're incomplete, you get disqualified. It's pretty straightforward and consistent, to the mayor's point. So,
Yeah, I'm good with that. That's what I said.
yeah.
That's what we're using. Then we're good.
Do we have any other questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Wait,
Oh, wait.
Jeff, did you want to?
Oh, sorry, Jeff.
To add to the conversation, I don't remember the exact project it was, but I do remember talking with a representative from Baxter Woodman who forgot to submit something as part of their RFP, and their proposal was actually pretty good, and we did disqualify them. And I had a talk with, I won't name the individual, but he understood. I can't remember what project that was for. It said it was like 2 or 3 years ago. But
And I believe they were cheaper also.
I think they were, but he understood that they did not submit all
Okay. If nothing else, roll
No,
call,
I'm
please.
good. Thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Artwoods,
Yes.
Alderman Currielli,
Yes.
Alderman Messina,
Yes.
Alderman Jacob,
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski,
Yes.
Alderman Ames.
Yes.
Alderman Artie Woods.
Yes.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
That passes. Items to be considered at future meetings, fiscal year 23-25 road program engineering amendment, October 12th. And just a quick question for Director Lang, for residents that might be inquiring. Along the Wooddale Road here, we have the big black pipes, and it's kind of going in and out of different businesses. Could you just explain to residents what that is?
Oh, up north, you're talking about.
Yeah, up by, like,
The
Thorndale.
industrial park. by-
In the industrial park.
Sure, the bigger 8-inch. black pipe.
Yeah, what that is.
Sure, that's a part of our bypass pumping for the Klefstad lift station and force main repairs. force main that moves water from the Tuxedo lift station over to Wooddale Road. So as part of that, we need to bypass the force main. So there's above ground pipes that are carrying wastewater, and actually they should be wrapping that up next week, and then they can begin moving bypass piping.
Okay. Thank you. I just had somebody ask, and I figured the residents might be wanting to know. Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.